Hello? Is this plugged in? Or the phone's plugged in?
It is.
I don't hear anything. Hello? No, I don't hear anything in the phones.
Let's see. Try unplugging it and replugging it.
No, you're fine. I was looking to see if you were here. Yeah.
Hello, hello? Why can't I hear anything?
I don't know. I really don't know why.
Did we do a sound check?
I thought we'd do a sound check first.
Yes.
Because it'd be more important that we
Right.
review.
I mean, I've got the right headphones, right? These are ours?
Yes, those are ours, and it's plugged into the headphones. So.
Okay, well, let's see if you if you can hear me. I mean, the mic's obviously working because.
Let me just see if we're. It's like just a little too close. We are live, so let's. Why don't you go do a sound check and then I'll. And then we're going. We're like. Go ahead. I was thinking.
Test 1 2 3 4. Test 1 2 3 4. That's yesterday.
It's like a parking spot. Someone's texting me. Running late. Okay.
Yeah, just right. 500 words on 12 different Roman things. Well, it's really fun, but I've heard 12.
Test 1 2 3 4.
Oh yeah. Yep, that's good.
You heard the test?
Yep, that's you. Yep. That's our conversation.
Okay. Wonder why the phones.
I'll try working on that. I'm not sure why.
Any of these?
The volume. That isn't right. I don't know why it's not working. Maybe they got broke in the bag or something. I'll try working on them. You might have to work without them.
Okay.
Yep. So it's on the screen.
Okay.
I'll see if I can get these to work. That's really odd that it would just stop working. Oh, I wonder if this has some. Oh, you know what? There's a switch.
Oh.
That might be it.
Okay.
Give it a try.
Okay. Hello?
Okay. I'll try working on these. See if I can get them to work. Oh, there's another switch. I think I can get them to work.
Hello, test 1 2 3 4.
Why don't you do without them for now, and I'll just keep working on it.
Okay. Stand by for the final day of the POD tournament, 3rd annual Post Ohio Districts tournament. We'll get ready for the first game today, which will be the 5th place game between Worthington, Kilbourne, and Beavercreek. Stand by, the teams are warming up, and we will get ready for the drop of the puck in just a few minutes.
working on it as you're talking.
Thank you for joining us for the 3rd annual Post Ohio Districts Tournament from South Metro Sportsplex in Centerville. My name's Kent Jacobs, and we'll be bringing you all the action today.
Good to go.
And our first game will be Worthington Kilbourne versus Beavercreek for playing for 5th place. And stand by for our national anthem. It'll be Beavercreek against Worthington Kilbourne for 5th place in the 3rd annual pod tournament. The Beavercreek Beavers, 2 ties. These two teams tied each other on opening night of the tournament on Friday, 3-3, and then the Beavers had another tie, and then they were nipped 2-1 yesterday by Kent. So they find themselves in the 5th place game, and the Beavers are coached by Greg Gutterman in his 5th year. The Beavers come in with a record of 20 wins, 8 losses, and 3 ties. The Worthington Kilbourne Wolves are coached by Brian Cummings. They will be in their blue sweaters and black trunks. The Beavercreek Beavers in their home white sweaters and black trunks. In net today for the Beavers, freshman Ian Champagne, and for the Wolves it will be Owen Schaefer, who is a 6-foot goaltender. He's tall in the saddle back there. The puck is dropped. We're playing 15-minute periods, and we're underway. Again, these two teams skated to a 3-3 tie the other night, so this should be another good one. Beavers, Thomas Bush, starting back the other way. Bush fakes, shoots, and it's wide. Thomas Bush, 50-goal scorer for the Beavercreek Beavers. Now Braden Cox, team captain, trying to dump it back in. It's blocked and intercepted by the Wolves. There's a long shot from center. Champagne plays it. Braden Cox bangs it off the boards down the ice. Icing waved off as a couple of players could have played the puck. Trying to move in was Bordas. He gets tripped up. Now back come the Wolves. Abbott trying to center. A free shot and a block by Ethan Webb. He comes in and is able to block that shot attempt right for just a moment there. That Wolf player had a free look at the Beaver net, but Webb a nice defensive play to break it up. Bordas a shot the other way that's just wide of the post.
What is this thing you're giving me that tastes so good?
Beavers control now in the Wolf zone. Now the Wolves trying to start back as the teams change on the fly. 2 minutes into the first period, no score. This is the last game of the season for these teams. The Beavers and some of the Beavers will be in the All-Star game next weekend. There's a shot by Hansen, and he scores! Riley Hansen with a wicked wrist shot. The puck came to him right in the side of the right wing circle. And Riley Hansen puts the Beavers on the board, and they lead it 1-0. From the draw, Bush. Pass intercepted. Wolves trying to come back. Kieran Cummings trying to hold it in. Now it's dug out for Kilbourne by Delaschmidt. He's checked. Puck kicks back over to the left wing corner. Here comes Ethan Webb across center. He's tied up at center ice. Bush for the Beavers, trying to sweep it in. Now to J.J. Lehman. He dumps it in. Now the Wolves empty it back out. .11:40 left, first period. Beavercreek in the white sweaters leads it 1-0. Puck dumped in back behind the Beaver net. Here's Braden Cox hitting Thomas Bush. Bush works around Bickle, comes down the ice, and a shot and a save by Schaefer. Trying to wrestle in front. Schaefer is down in front of the net, trying to make sure that the Beavers aren't able to chip it in, and then the Wolves clear the puck away. And Webb flips it over the glass as he attempted to get it past Wolf player Simon Abbott. 11 minutes left in the period. Alex Elsner takes the draw. And from the face-off, the Wolves will clear it into the Beavercreek zone. Carson Cox up for Donahue. Rink-wide pass is taken away by the Wolves. Trying to cut in for the Wolves with a shot, and that was Luke Walton. A nice effort. Bangs it off the side of the net. Now Donahue back the other way. And his shot is blocked back to center ice. Carson Cox flips in for the Beavers as we approach the 10-minute mark left in the period. Back to his own line, Braden Cox. Trying to hit Bordas down the ice a little bit ahead of him and bangs behind the net in the Kilbourne zone. The Wolves start back. There's a nice check at center by Alex Elsner, and as the Wolf player Bickle carries in, it's offside. Riley Hansen takes the face-off for the Beavers. Puck chipped back and flipped in on goal, played by Champagne. He leaves it for Ethan Webb. Webb wraps it around for Michaela Smith. She gets checked. Wolves trying to keep it in the Beaver zone. Ethan Webb wraps it around for Smith. She tries to chip it out. It's held in, and a shot from the right point is wide. Another shot right off the side of the net. Champagne might have gotten his helmet on that shot as he sprawled across the goal mouth to keep it out. Now here's Carson Cox for Bush, and the tip is wide. May have hit somebody in front. Riley Hansen, and his shot is blocked wide. Now back come the Wolves. Intercepted by Hansen, and a quick wrist shot, and a save by Owen Schaefer. Six and a half minutes into the period. Riley Hansen taken down at center ice. And on the Hansen goal a few minutes ago, Thomas Bush was credited with the assist. Now Ethan Webb trying to prevent the puck from being carried in by the Wolves, and back is Joey Donahue racing after the puck. The Wolves are able to start back. There's Walton's shot that's hammered wide. Well, that was Abbott, rather, I beg your pardon. Now Abbott again trying to center, and that's broken up. Centering pass again, and open for a moment for the Wolves was Geeting, and the puck skips over his stick. He was right there at the side of the net for a tip. Now the other way, the Beavers shoot, and a save by Schaefer. Big chance a moment ago. Riley Geeting of Worthington. Puck just skipped over his stick as he was there open for just a second, fraction of a second, right at the side of the net. It remains 1-0 Beavers. The Beavers in white sweaters, the Wolves in the blue uniforms. Puck fought for behind the Wolf net. Comes around to the right wing side. Wolves come back. Trying to prevent that rush is Braden Cox of Beavercreek. Cox checked in the corner. The puck squirts over to the other side. Ethan Webb checked along the corner boards. Trying to make a play. Scott for Worthington. He's checked. Loose puck. Hansen tried to move it out. That's held in by the Wolves. Here's a screenshot blocked by Braden Cox. Back comes Braden, senior team captain. Shot! And that's wide to the post, and another tip in front. And another shot. Here's Lehman trying to pull the trigger. And they score! And the Beavers take a 2-0 lead.
Awesome.
So for the Beavers, Riley Hansen. With his second goal of the game. So Riley from J.J. Lehman and Thomas Bush. Ethan Webb gives it off to Elsner. Elsner shot. And the save by Abbott. Beavers 2, Wolves nothing in this first period. On the face-off, Bordas trying to dig it free along the boards. Several players tie up and hit the ice. Now a pass at center, and for Lawrence, and it's broken up and cleared back in the Wolf zone. Back come the Wolves, centering pass right off the side of the net. Now Walton trying to throw it in front, and again it bangs off the side of the net. He may have been trying to knock it in off of Champagne, but unable to on 2 attempts. Back for the Beavercreek battling Beavers is Carson Cox, shadowed by Scott. Gavin Scott, the check, and a loose puck picked up by the Beavers. Ethan Webb, rink wide, Bush trying to move it in front, and a stop by Schaefer. Actually popped up over the netting, so there'll be a face-off. 4:13 left in period number 1. Hanson from the draw, kicks over into the corner. The Wolves trying to start back. There's a shot, and a nice wrister by the Wolves' Riley Geating, but it's just wide. Now here's a chance that unable to hook up with Bickle. That pass centered right into the slot area, but Bickle unable to corral the puck. Back is Bush in the corner. He's checked into the boards. Puck comes loose, and the Wolves back with it. Trying to work around a check, but puck is taken away by Ethan Webb. That was Riley Geating trying to move in. Wolves regain possession and reset their offense. Pass for Geating is too far ahead of him. It's intercepted. Back come the Beavers. Braden Cox's pass is intercepted. And a shot right on to save Champagne, and with Simon Abbott looking to get a whack at that rebound, Ian Champagne is able to cover it. 2:59 left in the first period, 2-0 Beavers. From the face-off, Abbott leaves it, or that was Bickle rather. He leaves it. Here's a center point pass. Screen shot blocked by Bordas. Nice block shot. He just came in and smothered the shooter. Just knocked the puck right down. Now as Carson Cox chips the puck back to the Kilbourne line. 2.5 to play in the period. Puck comes free. The Wolves trying to come back. Geating gets checked by Bordas and Cox. Loose puck thrown off the net by Bickle. Bordas gets knocked down. Now a center, and it's broken up and stolen by Braden Cox. Braden Cox, a shot. Pad save, Schaefer. There's another shot, and Schaefer the stop, and he's able to cover the puck. Hanson drops it back for Bush. Bush trying to circle into the slot. Shot blocked in front. Schaefer's down. The puck kicks free to the right wing boards. 1:40 to go in the period. Beavers lose possession. Back come the Wolves. Trying to race down was Cummings. He throws it in front, and it's off the side of the net. The Wolves just not quite hooking up on a few of those centering passes. There's a good chance for a tip. The right goal is open for just a second, and then the puck is iced by the Beavers. Wow. Oh, the Wolves have had some close chances, close calls in this first period. They've thrown some centering passes in front that they're just not quite hooking up on. And there for a moment, Champagne was on the left side of the crease and had to sprawl over to the right side to make sure the Wolves couldn't stuff it in. A good scoring chance for Kilbourne. But it remains 2-0. Here's a drop pass back for Lawrence. Behind the net. Oh, trying to pick it up was Della-Schmidt to wrap it around, and he couldn't get the handle on it. Now Bickle around Webb. Bickle centers, and it's behind Lawrence. And Bordas is able to get it out of there. Less than half a minute to go in the period. Loose puck at center. Wolves trying to come back. Through 3 defenders was Seiler. There's a tip by Bickle. He throws it back in front, and it's broken up by netminder Champagne, and the puck is cleared. Boy, we've got some good action now in this last minute of play. There's a Beaver player that goes sprawling into the Kilbourne net right at the buzzer. And some fast and furious action between these two teams. So the buzzer sounds the end of the first period. The Beavers up 2-0, so obviously they get the point for winning the period for the tournament. Two goals in this period by the Cobra, Riley Hansen. I'm going to call him the Cobra. He strikes with that big wrist shot. And so for Kilbourne, they really put on a heavy hitting display late in that first period. Whoops.
I don't know what to say.
So for the first period, Beavercreek outshoots the Wolves 8-4. But boy, Ian Champagne had to make a couple of stops, a couple of rushes to the net that he had to pin himself up against the post to keep the Wolves out of the net. And the referees for this game, I failed to mention Greg Leff and Steve James. And the puck is dropped. And we're underway for the second period. There's a dangerous drop pass by Abbott, almost picked off in his own zone, but the Wolves come back. Loose puck in front, and Champagne keeps the puck out. Back come the Beavers. Thomas Bush in front, trying to bang it in, and it's off the side of the net as he was being tied up by Kieran Cummings, and Thomas says, "Hey, man." But Kieran Cummings, team captain for the Wolves. He's a big fella out there. Abbott versus Hansen from the draw, just past Bush. He couldn't quite pull the trigger. There's a shot by Cox that's off a skate. Bush trying to wrap it around. Bush trying to shake off Abbott. He centers the puck, but it's off the stick of one of the Wolf players and down the ice. Ethan Webb, 1 minute into the second period. Oh, Bush able to trying to shake off a check. It knocks down one of the Wolves. There's Hansen digging it free to Bush, trying to get a shot. He scores! The hitman, Thomas Bush. The 50-goal scorer for the Beavers. With that rifle wrist shot. Boy, what a shot. He just planted it into the net. And it's 3-0 Beavers. And not much Owen Schaefer can do about that. The Beaver sniper with the goal, and he is assisted by Riley Hansen, the dynamic duo. Now back comes the Wolves. They need to get on the board, trailing 3-0. They had some chances, near misses in that first period. And there's a play that's whistled down offside at the Beaver blue line. You remember Boxing Days, Thomas the Hitman Hearns, and we've got Thomas the Hitman Bush. And from the draw, Beavers carry back in. That's Joey Donahue. Donahue centers. It's over to Bordas. Bordas trying to flip it in front for a tip. Nice pass. Elsner almost tipping it in. Nice execution on play. They just missed. There's a shot by Donahue that was just wide. Now another shot off the base of the net. Loose puck. Donahue trying to jab at it. It's off a stick. Elsner leaves it for Joey Donahue in the corner. Joey being checked. Several players gang up on it. Elsner trying to dig it free. Delaschmidt for the Wolves. Picks it up and starts back. Joey Delaschmidt moves it ahead for Abbott. And a shot, and then a glove by Ian Champagne. And he will hold on to the puck with 12:23 left in the period. Face off to the left of the Beaver net. Puck comes free to center ice. Beavers on another rush. Drop pass for Bush is off a stick. Thomas able to try to take it back away. He leaves it to the left point. Carson drops it behind the net for Hansen, and he bangs it off the side of the net, and Walton of Worthington Kilbourne is able to clear the puck away. Puck comes back past the Wolf goal line as Kieran Cummings plays it. The officials whistle down icing against Beavercreek. 11:40 left in the second period. Looks like either Bickle or Abbott down there face off for the Wolves. There's a shot from the draw. Save. Champagne down. And it looks like he's got it. It's hard to tell from down here what's happening, but did they? Oh, the score. I beg your pardon. The Wolves score, and I'm sorry I didn't see it. I didn't see a signal from the official. Do we know who scored that goal?
We'll find out. We should get a text.
Here's Champagne was down, and here's another shot. We're going to find out momentarily who scored for the Wolves. Okay, and that is Mr. Abbott, Simon Abbott, assisted by Riley Geeting and Patrick Jeans. Patrick Jeans, the big boy. And they hook up on the goal. Champagne was down, so the Wolves on the board. And that was a big, big goal for them to get back in the game. Now the Beavers trying to come back, but Nick Seiler of the Wolves takes the puck away. He gets it back from teammate Joey Delaschmidt. Now pass back is intercepted. Back is Hansen, a shot, and he scores! The Cobra strikes again. Wow, another wrist shot. Boy, he has got a rifle wrist shot. And for young Mr. Hansen, the sophomore forward, that is a hat trick. Ten and a half to go in the second period. Nick Seiler for the Wolves. Works around Cox, enters the Beaver zone, but he lost his edge and slips down. Beavers trying to take the puck back. It's off a stick. Stolen back by the Wolves. Loose puck at center. Beavers trying to come back. There's a shot, and Schaefer is able to pluck that out of the air. Face off with 9:55 left in the period. And it will be Abbott for the Wolves against Alex Elsner. There's a shot and a stick save by Schaefer. He was ready for that one. Wolves trying to work it out. Clearing pass intercepted. Beavers able to hold it in. Joey Donahue working around a check. Now into the corner. Jeans veers him off. Joey saw Jeans there and said, I'm going the other way. Puck wrapped around. Mentioned Patrick Jeans at 245 pounder. He is a force out there for the Wolves. Now the players tie the puck up along the left wing boards, and that will result in a face-off. .9:05 to play in the second period. And the face-off will be moved to center ice on the dot just outside the Wolf zone. From the draw, pass at center, working around a few players there, but losing control was Carson Cox. Back is Abbott, shot, Champagne the save. Either Abbott or Bickle. I can't tell from this vantage point, 8 or 9. And so the Wolves have those silver numbers on the blue uniforms, and it's just hard to make that out from this distance. So if I call out the wrong name, I apologize from down here. Loose puck along the right wing corner in the Beaver zone. Wrapped around the other way. 8.5 minutes left in the second. 4-1 Beavercreek. Now Jeans works it around, tries to center. It's off a stick. Back come the Beavers. Thomas Bush drops it off. Shot blocked by Geeting. Nice play. He leaves it for Cummings. Cummings back to Geeting. Up ahead for, it looks like Walton. Pass a little ahead of him, and it wraps around the boards behind the net. Wolves are able to keep it in, wrapping it around the boards to the right wing corner. As we approach the midway point of this game. These two teams played to a 3-3 tie the other night, but the Beavercreek Beavers come out tonight on all cylinders. There's a shot by the Wolves, and they score! So the Wolves able to put it back in and cut the lead to 2. And we will get a confirmation of the goal scorer here momentarily. Might have been Cummings, but again, we'll get a confirmation from the scorer's table. That's a big goal for Kilbourne. Cutting it back to 2. We just discussed how these teams played to a tie the other night. We anticipated this would be a tight one. Seiler checks Bordas against the boards. The puck comes free to the left wing side. Seiler for Kilbourne, checked by Elsner. He's able to pull the trigger on his shot. Saved by Champagne. And the goal for... So a delayed penalty, Braden Cox with a slash, and the goal scorer for Kilbourne was Luke Walton. So Luke Walton, one of the higher scorers for the Wolves, gets on the board. So, well, there was no penalty, apparently, right?
It was a delayed penalty when they scored.
Oh, okay. So the goal wiped out the delayed penalty then. So, okay. So 4-2 now. The Beavers lead cut to 2. Here's a chance for the Wolves. Shot, and that's blocked in front. We're down to 5:40 to go in the second period. Back comes Carson or Joey Donahue. He'll dump it in and head to the bench on a line change. Wolves trying to start back. There's Bickle. Bickle, drop pass for Gundel. Gundel carries in. Puck wrapped around behind the net. People throwing stuff up against the glass here. Puck shot on and out of the crease to make the stop was Champagne. And Ian will hold on. 4-2 Beavers. Riley Hansen with a hat trick, Bush a goal, and it's been Abbott and Walton for the Wolves. Puck deflected back, now the Beavers come back. Bush a shot and a save by Schaefer. And Owen will hold on to the rebound, kind of got stuck in his pads. So a chance for Bush, but Nice save by Owen Schaefer coming out and cutting off that angle. Here's a screenshot and the save by Schaefer with the leg pad. Owen Schaefer has played well all weekend for the Wolves. Puck tied up. Right wing corner of the Beaver zone. The Wolves looking to try to cut the lead to 1 before the end of the second period. That would change the complexion of the game if they're able to do so, while the Beavers, here's a chance, a tip, and it's wide. A centering pass again now deflects back into the corner. Now the Beavers, if they can rebuild their 3-goal lead, here's Bush. Trying to race 2 players down the ice. Bush trying to sweep it in. Nice play by Cummings. Kieran Cummings was able to tie up Bush before he could get the shot away. Thomas tried to sweep it in one-handed, and it went wide. A nice play by team captain Kieran Cummings of Kilbourne. 3:20 left in the period. Centering pass, and that's broken up and cleared, and that's icing on the Beavers. 3 minutes, 9 seconds left in the period. During the intermission, we'll be visiting with our video engineer, Jeff Duford, but he won't be discussing video engineering. He will be discussing the tournament. As much as we'd like to hear him discuss video engineering, he'll be discussing the tournament. Here's a shot. Schaefer the save on Alex Elsner. Alex, a nice chance as he cut right in front of the net and tried to slip a backhand shot in, but Owen Schaefer was able to make the stop. From the draw. Puck cleared up over the stick of Webb. Loose puck, Bordas. Bordas trying to carry in. His shot is blocked off the glove of Schaefer up over the net. Now another shot by Donahue, and it's off the side of the cage. 2.5 to go in the period. Beavers trying to hold it in. Several players prodding and kicking at the puck. Donahue comes away with it. He's coming in, moving in, a shot! He scores! Joey Donahue. He was one of the players trying to work the puck free along the boards. He did, and he had a clearing on the right wing circle. He's able to walk right in and plaster one into the net. That's a huge goal for the Beavers as they now lead it 5-2. That comes with 2:14 left in the second period. Now Riley Hansen back the other way. Hansen flips it over. Cummings back to the end boards. Bush tied up by Cummings. Cummings trying to break up Hansen. Hansen comes away with it. Centers, it's broken up and cleared by Abbott. Nice play by Simon Abbott of Kilbourne. 1:45 left in the period. There's another shot, and Schaefer got a piece of that with his stick. Now, Simon Abbott on right wing, poke checked away by Hansen. Hansen makes a move, chases the puck down, pulls the trigger, and he scores! Riley Hansen, and I can see the disappointment on Schaefer and Cummings. They're putting forth a great effort out there. Riley Hansen, goal number 4 of the game. And now a 6-2 Beavercreek lead. Beavercreek came into this tournament the highest ranked team insofar as the state rankings of teams in this tournament. And they were disappointed on the 2 ties they had and the loss. So I think the Beaver players in their last game of the season, they have brought all guns blazing this afternoon, as they would like to close out the season with a win. Now here come the Wolves. They try to get a late goal to try to get back in this one. There's a shot, and that's deflected wide. There's another shot. Champagne, the stop. Half a minute to go in the period. There's another tip in front. Champagne was down. The Wolves trying to get back on the board. It would be big for them to put one in right at the end of the period. There's a blast from Seiler from the left point this wide. And the buzzer is going to sound as that will end the second period. And after 2, Beavercreek leading Worthington Kilbourne 6-2. And they will resurface the ice here at South Metro Sportsplex. And we are going to have a discussion. We'll find out what the shots on goal are. And we're going to have a discussion with Jeff Duford. So we're visiting with Jeff Duford, who of course we know as our webcast engineer here, but you also are the dad of Benny Duford, starting goaltender for the Beavers, and also you're very much involved in all the administrative workings and all the other workings of the program. Now, we wanted to discuss the tournament today, and also what some of your duties are here with the Beavers. So, Jeff, let us know what you have today.
Yeah, I'd like to also add, I have a very understanding wife. My wife Terry is at home, and she misses a lot of time because we're doing the hockey stuff. So, hi, hon. So it's a very small community, and one of the great things about high school hockey, the kids that play varsity hockey, is the parents are very involved. So I'm the president of the Beavercreek Hockey Association. We have board members, and all the parents help out in various ways with the games and making sure the kids have a great experience. And then another role I have is as the treasurer of Academy Hockey Club. And of course, the Academy Hockey Club sponsors this tournament. We also have some other programs as well. And our president, Greg Gutterman, was talking yesterday. But this tournament in particular is really great for the kids that are in the bottom half of the My Hockey rankings in the state, because typically the kids in those clubs, in those schools, they'll go to and play their final game in the state tournament against one of the top 10 seeds, and it's really a lopsided game. So, and I think, we see this weekend some great things happening. Beavercreek was the highest seeded team in the tournament, and they're playing for 5th and 6th. So, any team had a chance to win this tournament, certainly. And I think one thing I'd like to highlight is a great example of how wonderful this tournament is to finish a season, and in the case of the seniors, to finish their high school hockey career. The first year that we did the pod tournament, so this is our 3rd annual pod tournament. The first year that we had it, Troy was one of the teams, the Troy Trojans was one of the teams that was playing, and they'd had a really rough season. They had a pretty lopsided win-loss record, and it was pretty tough, and they had one really dedicated goalie, and unfortunately he had to go through a lot of lopsided games, and that's really tough, to lose a lot of games. And he kept doing his best and worked hard, and but just they didn't have the most successful season in terms of wins. So they came to the pod tournament, and they had a pretty rough tournament as well. They lost their games. They were and they had a pretty rough time. So here we are. We're in the fast forward. They're playing for 5th and 6th, just like Beavercreek is here. They're playing for 5th and 6th, and this is this kid's last high school game. He's a senior, and the kid absolutely stands on his head. I mean, it was just magnificent, and the team lit up, and it was really as if they're playing for the state championship. And the goalie stood on his head, made amazing saves, and they actually won the game. And so this kid, his last high school hockey game, goalie, and after having a rough couple of seasons and a lot of lopsided games, he's the hero. And the team just came and piled on him, and it was just a beautiful hockey moment that the pod tournament sets up for these kids. And so we went out on the ice and we grabbed that puck, the last puck that he saved in his high school career in this wonderful game, and we walked it over to the locker room, opened up the door, and his buddies are all over him still. He's the hero of the game, and we gave him that puck. And so this environment has created this wonderful memory for these kids. And we've had other moments like that as well with the pod tournaments, and I'm sure we'll continue to have those moments in the years ahead as Academy continues to have the pod tournament down the road.
And I was speaking with Greg yesterday, and like I say, we'd like to grow the tournament to even more teams in the future, and maybe more sites, and maybe multiple sites, maybe multiple weekends, maybe. And this is something that I'm sure all the kids and their parents appreciate. And it's great to see the people from out of town coming in here. We have Worthington people in here right now, and all the other people from Kent and from the PHA. So it's great to see the parents and fans from out of town come in here to watch these games. Because like you say, it's just a great way to end the season instead of going up to the state tournament, ending the season on a pretty down note. So tell us a little bit more about what you do with the Beaver program, as you say, the treasurer, and what do you think the future of the Beaver program and also the Southwest Ohio Hockey League? What do you see as far as trying to grow hockey in this area?
So one mantra with the Beavercreek hockey program is we always try to do a little better each year. So, this broadcast is a good example. Thanks to you for joining on and helping us out. We're so grateful. So we started streaming the games last year, so that was an improvement. And then working in partnership with the Academy Hockey Club, last year Academy installed the Dry Creek facility with synthetic ice. Hopefully down the road we actually have a compressor and real ice there. There's no other hockey program in the area that has a facility like that. So the Beavercreek program is very strong, and I'm really happy that in particular this freshman class of kids, not only are they good players, the parents have been fantastic. They just dove in 100%. They're jumping in and they're doing things as well. So for Beavercreek, we're looking to always do a little better each year. Our numbers have always been relatively small as a team, but as long as we get a couple freshman kids coming in, and their experience is fantastic. It's unfortunate that this year the freshman kids don't get to play in front of the home crowd because of the pandemic, but we think by this time next year things should be sorted out and we'll have our crowds again. And it's wonderful for these kids that instead of playing with another team and just playing for grandpa and grandma, they're playing for their peers, and we get 150 students every game, so that's really exciting. Then for the larger Swashel, some of the teams are relatively small, but actually some of the teams, particularly in Cincinnati, Mason and those types of teams, they're putting 20 kids on their teams, so the numbers are good for some of the programs, but I think some of them are going to remain relatively small, for instance Beavercreek and Alter. But what's really neat for the smaller teams, like with Beavercreek, there are kids that are on teams with 20 players, and the third and fourth line kids just don't get a lot of ice time, and every kid on Beavercreek gets lots of ice time, and as a result they improve a lot more. I think a good example is my older son Joey, who played 4 years at Beavercreek, and then he plays for UD, the UD hockey team, which had to forego their season this year because of the pandemic, but they'll be playing again next year. You know, my son Joey went to a D2 ACHA team. So playing on a varsity high school hockey team in Southern Ohio doesn't mean the kid can't have opportunities down the road. And in the case of my older son Joey, when he joined the Beavercreek team, they had 11 skaters, so a small team, and they had 3 defensemen that year. They just ran 3D, and my son Joey was one of them, and he was a freshman. And the other 2 defensemen were a freshman and a sophomore. And so, you know, they had a kind of rough season as far as competitiveness last year. But what was amazing to see is that was the greatest development I'd seen in the whole time he played hockey was that year, because every time he went out, he was doing double shifts. So his skating improved, his competitiveness improved, stick handling, everything did. So as a player, he improved dramatically, whereas if he was on a program with 20 kids and he was a fourth liner, he would have seen very little ice time, and his improvement as a player would not have been nearly as dramatic. So being on these smaller teams means the kids get a lot of ice time, they get a lot of opportunities to develop, and so on. So in the case of Beavercreek, we're always looking to improve and get better from year to year, and we'll probably remain a relatively small team, but a very competitive team, no doubt.
And as far as the Academy Hockey Club, how did that start, and how many coaches or administrators from other programs participate in that?
This has been an exciting thing to see develop. This is our 5th year, and the idea is to grow hockey. You know, not just the high school kids, but to grow hockey as well. So it started out with a vision from Greg Gutterman, who's the head coach for Beavercreek, of course, and some of the guys, the hockey guys who've been around for years. We have a core. It started out with Beavercreek parents, and some of them their kids have graduated. They've gone off to college. Some of them have graduated from college. So it's a small group of us, and we started out with running a summer camp, and then we have a fall program that's a 4-on-4 scrimmage league, which gives high school kids a chance to play before the season officially starts. Particularly helpful for the freshman kids, because they're basically going from playing against boys to playing against men. So it started out with that program. Then we added the Nugs, which is a pre and post team, a select team. So these are the best kids playing in Swashel. And that's been around for a long time, but they asked us to take over that program, so we brought that in. And then, of course, starting 3 years ago, we started the pod tournament. So it's a program where we continue to grow, and we're really, really grateful. We've had recently had some folks join our program, Pete Sandness, and then we got Troy from Alter. Alter is helping us with the pod tournament this weekend, which is just fantastic. So we're really looking. We're nonprofit. We give money back to the schools. You know, we run very, very lean because hockey is very expensive. So we have some great sponsors and volunteers as well. So we're going to see Academy around for a long time, and we're going to see programs being added, and hopefully we can grow the sport in the area.
That's just great. It's very exciting to hear the type of dedication that you guys have to growing the sport in this area and helping all the kids from the younger kids on up to try to get into the sport and play. So we certainly applaud all you guys, Greg and yourself and everybody else who you're mentioning, and the folks from Alter, to growing the sport and trying to build the future and really keep hockey going and getting stronger, because as you say, if there's a lapse in that dedication, then it could be gone in the future. I mean, we've seen programs, we were discussing it personally yesterday of some of the teams that some of the schools that had teams, and now their programs are gone. So it's great you guys have the dedication to try to build the sport and not just keep things going, but build things for the future. So we appreciate all you guys do, Jeff. So thanks a lot for joining us. And do you want to discuss the technical aspects of putting on a webcast?
Yeah, my pleasure. So I think my job as video engineer is calling me, so I don't want to get docked any pay.
Okay. So, all right. Well, thanks for joining us, Jeff. So that's Jeff Duford, and we appreciate him joining us for this second period. So, It's 6-2 in favor of the Beavers after 2 periods of play. And run down the goal scoring as the nets have been put back in place. And now we're just waiting for the teams to come back out. And here come the Kilbourne Wolves. So in the first period, the Beavers, Riley Hansen with 2 goals, and that gave Beavercreek a 2-0 lead after 1. In the second period, the Kilbourne Wolves got goals from Simon Abbott and Luke Walton, and the Beavers got 2 more from Riley Hansen. He has 4 on the game, and also Thomas Bush and Joey Donahue with a nice wrist shot goal as he moved in right at the end of the period to put the Beavers up 6-2, and then winning the second period 4-2. It's another point for the tournament, so the Beavers have 2 points this afternoon so far for winning the first and second periods. Did we get any shots for the second period? Let's ask our cinematographer.
Beavercreek had 13. And
Oh, wow.
They had 14.
No kidding.
So we were almost.
Yeah, gee whiz. So in the second period, the Kilbourne Wolves, who really put a lot of pressure on, they actually outshoot the Beavers 14-13, and for the game, Beavercreek out shooting the Wolves 21-18. So it's been an exciting affair. The Beavers leading 6-2, but it's still up in the air. The Kilbourne Wolves put a lot of pressure on the Beaver goal in that second period. Now here's a shot that's just wide. And of course, as we discussed during one of the games yesterday, fatigue certainly could become a factor for some of these teams playing 4 games in basically 2.5 days. So the Kilbourne Wolves trying to cut in. There's a shot. Champagne the save. That was Abbott streaking in on the left wing, and he pulled the trigger on a wrist shot, and Champagne was able to get his body on that one. Puck still live in the Beaver zone. There's a shot, and they score! I believe it was Riley Gidding, and he's played a good game this afternoon. I don't think there was was Walton or Abbott were raising the stick trying to get a tip on it, but I think the initial shot by, I believe, Gidding went in. So we'll get a confirmation on that, but I believe it was Riley Gidding, the junior center. So actually it was Abbott. So Abbott, there's a hit. So it was a tip from Abbott from Jeans. Patrick Jeans giving the assist on that. So I saw Gidding getting congratulated, so I thought maybe he had tipped the shot. But so Patrick Jeans the assist, and Simon Abbott gets his second goal of the game. So the Wolves back in it. Now they trail 6-3. Scoring 3 goals on Ian Champagne at quite an accomplishment for the Wolves. His goals against was just over 1 during the season for the freshman. Now Thomas Bush circles at the right point and slides it back in the Wolf zone. 2 minutes into the third period. Puck tied up behind the net. Schaefer pinned to one side of the post to prevent a wraparound. Puck shipped off a stick back into the right wing corner. Wolves trying to start out. There's a nice play by Hansen to deter a Worthington attack as both teams now decide to change. Here come the Wolves. There's a shot, and that's a whistler by Gating. That's just wide. Now here comes Joey Donahue. Joey Donahue, he has it poke checked away, gets it back, and he'll slide it behind the net for Elsner. Elsner trying to center it, and it's off a stick, and the Wolves are able to clear the puck away. Now back comes the Wolves. That is a wraparound chance by Abbott, trying to stuff it in the left post. Not quite able to, but that's a nice play by Abbott. He scored twice tonight. Here's Braden Cox, a shot. And Schaefer the save, and the rebound comes over to the left wing boards. Now trying to take the puck away for the Wolves was Ashton Lawrence. She almost works in for a scoring chance, but is checked and the puck is cleared away. 11 minutes left. Thomas Bush at center. Stops, works around a check, enters the Kilbourne zone, pulls the trigger. Save by Schaefer. And Owen is able to knock that down and keep it in front of him and cover it for a face-off. And my name is Kent Jacobs. We appreciate you joining us on the Beavercreek Varsity Hockey channel for Pod Hockey Post-Ohio Districts Tournament, the third annual. The standings coming into this game, Lake was in first place in points, and PHA, Prowler Hockey Association, here's a centering pass that's tipped in front. Here's a blast by Donahue that's off a stick wide, and it's cleared away. So Lake came in with the most points. The Prowler Hockey Association, or PHA, was second, and those two teams will play for the championship later. Carson Cox trying to work in. In third place, the Kent Cyclones, and the Alder Knights are fourth, and Beavercreek fifth, and Kilbourne sixth, and so these two teams playing for the final fifth place position. Circling Bush, left wing, shot off the stick of Webb, was wide. Nine and a half to go. Again, if we skate to a tie, there will not be any overtimes. We'll just go by the points. Here's Bush trying to work in. Bush trying to drop it in front, and Schaefer intercepts that. 9:15 to play. Now face off back deep in the Worthington zone. Circle to the left of Owen Schaefer. Wolves carry it back out across center. There's a couple of players colliding, Elsner and Walton. Here's a shot. Save by Champagne. That was Cummings with the shot for Kilbourne. Behind the back pass by Cox to brother Braden. It's off a stick. Here is Abbott. He had a chance for a moment to try to make a play. Now he gets the puck back. and has it stripped away by Braden Cox. Joey Donahue picks it up, pulls the trigger, and that's blocked in front. Luke Walton, a couple of chances, and Abbott as well for the Wolves. Here moving in for a shot, Carson Cox. Blocked off to the corner. Centering pass again, and they score! Nice centering pass, and right there for the tip at the side of the net for the Beavercreek Beavers is Joe Bordas. So a nice pass, and Joe Bordas is right there at the side of the net. He is ready to pound it in. So Bordas from Alex Elsner. Now the Wolves, a shot, save Champagne. Rebound was loose, and it's scooped up by Hansen. Hansen cuts back in, and his shot. And the save by Schaefer. Webb looks to tee it up. His shot is blocked, and the puck is cleared. Champagne raises his hands to indicate it will be icing. And we'll take a face-off back deep in the Kilbourne zone. So in this period so far, Abbott for the Wolves and Bordas for the Beavers. From the draw, and the Beavers now lead at 7-3. And puck shot up over the boards and onto the Beaver bench, or Kilbourne bench. And now the face-off then will be just outside the Wolf zone. Now they change positions. Now Hansen will take the face-off. J.J. Lehman on the ice with Bush and Hansen. Webb and Braden Cox on defense for the Beavers. Now back comes Cummings, trying to stick handle in the front. Nice work. He chases it down behind the net. Cummings leaves it for Abbott. Abbott, left point, right point, shot, blocked up high. Cummings centers again for Scott, and it's broken up by Hansen of Beavercreek, and he clears, not out, held in, shot, and a tip is just wide by Scott of Kilbourne. Now Braden Cox pins one of the Wolves to the boards. There's Jeans, a shot, save, rebound, another shot by Jeans, and it's blocked on defense. Back comes Hansen of Beavercreek. There's a shot, so Patrick Jeans, a couple of shots at the net for Kilbourne. Now the Beavers back, trying to cut it in front, and Thomas Bush nearly able to stuff it in, but able to keep it out is Owen Schaefer. 6 minutes left in the season for these teams. Carson Cox, sophomore defenseman, passes ahead for Elsner, and the Roadrunner hits the ice. He's back on his feet. He takes a licking, keeps on ticking. He's got an assist today. He's played good defense also, as he dove across trying to break up that charge. Donahue does. Donahue breaks it up, and Alex picks it up. Elsner a rink wide to Carson Cox. He'll dump it in. Wolves need to come back down on the other end and score to get back in the game. Beavers trying to put pressure on the Wolf net to get another goal to try to put a capper on this one. They lead at 7-3. Puck flipped over the glass, and a face-off will be in the Beaver zone, in the Wolf zone. Four minutes, 54 seconds left. Hansen, and I can't tell from this end who he's facing off with for the Wolves. From the draw, Bush, wrist shot blocked from the slot area, right in between the wing circles. And as the puck is touched up by Webb, we've got an interference minor penalty against Braden Cox. Braden, consistent winner of the Hard Hat Award this season for his defensive play. And as a result, sometimes has to do some time. Here's a blast, shot, save. Champagne, the rebound flips up over the net. Abbott has it. Abbott now back right point. Nice move. I think that's Cummings. There's a good check. There's a shot. A blast by Cummings is wide. Wolves trying to hold it in. They're going to have to circle back. Now and one of the Wolf players does not get out of the zone before it's carried back in by Mr. Abbott, and therefore it's offside. And a minute 26 left in the power play for the Worthington Kilbourne Wolves, and just 4:05 left in the game. Elsner. And the Wolves win the draw, trying to move in, shot, and it's wide by Delaschmidt of Kilbourne. Delaschmidt circles back with it. Delaschmidt. Pass over to the left wing. Back for Delaschmidt, over for Abbott. Simon Abbott, now back to the left point. Now in the circle, centered and broken up. Jeans was there for a tip, but one of the Beavers broke that pass up. Now a centering pass again, intercepted by Bush and cleared away. 45 seconds left in the Wolf power play. Now we're down to 3:15 to go. Wolves trying to set things up. They'd like to get back on the board. Abbott, shadowed by Elsner, drops the puck off. Cummings for Jeans in front, and it's tipped wide. Drop pass by Abbott into the corner for Bickle. Bickle stick handling back behind the net. Bickle trying to wrap it around. He gets checked. It's held in by Cummings. His shot, save, and the rebound is chipped away before it could be tipped in. Puck held in by the Wolves, though. Here's Abbott. Centers a tip. Champagne the save. And the whistle blows with Bickle and Jeans trying to prod at the puck. And Bickle and Champagne exchange some pleasantries. And Bickle saying, hey, I didn't mean to poke at the puck after the whistle. And Ian says, that's okay, man. Don't worry about it. 2.5 to go. Penalty killed off. It'll be Hansen against Ashton Lawrence. Hansen wins the draw, back to Cox, to Braden Cox. Braden over the line, shot! And Schaefer the save, and he drops to his knees to cover the rebound. 2:19 to play. Hansen wins the face-off to Carson Cox. Over for Bush along the right wing boards. Now he tries to cut in. Bush trying to stuff it in. And they score! And that Braden Cox? Was that Braden or Thomas? Braden stuffed it in. It looked like Bush tried to stuff it in and Schaefer made the stop. And Braden Cox, team captain and the hard hat winner, scores to cap things off. He's a senior, and so Braden will remember that goal right before the end of his last game. And he increases his record as most goals scored by a defenseman in Beavercreek program history. And there's a stoppage with 2:01 to go. Beavercreek 8 and Kilbourne 3. Beavers looking for win number 21 of the season against 8 losses and a couple of ties. There's a shot. Champagne will just let that pass by. Braden Cox cutting across center. He pulls the trigger again. It's blocked. There's a shot, save, Schaefer. 1.5 minutes to go. Wolves trying to get it out of their own end and mount an offensive rush. And poke check away by Cox against Abbott, and Donahue clears. Joe Bordis back up. He got hit into the boards. We've got under a minute to play. Puck still in the Kilbourne zone. Now the Wolves come back. Here's Cummings making a move. He gets sandwiched between 2 Beavers. And lost it. There's a shot that's wide. Carson Cox gets checked. Puck comes free to the Kilbourne line. Trying to strip the puck away was Donahue. Loose puck at the Kilbourne blue line. Now Jeans comes away with it. Jeans wrestles with Cox, and Jeans actually takes a shot at Braden Cox. Here's a whistle. And I think are we going to have a penalty on Mr. Jeans? I think we will. And we're wrestling around, and Patrick took a little pop at Braden Cox. Yeah, we don't want to make Patrick mad. That's true. So, 3 seconds left. It'll be Riley Hinson, the sophomore. There's a shot by Webb at the buzzer. It's blocked on defense, and the Beavercreek Beavers are able to capture 5th place in the pod tournament as goalkeeper Ian Champagne is congratulated by his teammates. At the other end, also Owen Schaefer, who played well all weekend. He had a tough go having to play every game in the tournament. Again, that's 4 games in 2.5 days, so Owen had to be feeling some fatigue. And he's congratulated by his team. So we'll stick around and see if we get final shots on goal for the game. As the Beavers now head to the bench. Now they're being called back to the ice. We're going to get a team picture. And now the Wolves will head off. So we'll recap the scoring in this one. First period, Riley Hansen with 2 goals, and the Beavers led 2-0. Second period, it was Hansen with 2 more, and Bush scoring, and Joey Donahue scoring for the Beavers. Simon Abbott, Luke Walton for the Wolves. So the Beavers won that period 4-2. The Beavers win the third period 2-1 as Joe Bordas and Braden Cox score. Simon Abbott, his second goal of the game for the Worthington Kilbourne Wolves. So if we draw up a 3 stars for this afternoon's game, we're going to give the number 3 star, we'll give that to Thomas Bush. And the second star, we're going to give that to Simon Abbott of the Kilbourne Wolves with 2 goals. And the number 1 star, Riley Hansen. Riley with 4 goals on the game. So shots on goal, we'll see if we get, we'll see. We may not get a final shots on goal. So so we're going to wrap things up as the other 2 teams are on the ice getting warmed up. Again, thank you for joining us all season here on Beavercreek Varsity Hockey. One more webcast to go. That's next Saturday morning, the Swashel All-Star Game. So that'll be right here. We'll be on Beavercreek or Academy?
On the Academy Hockey Club YouTube page.
Academy Hockey YouTube page. So next Saturday morning, 11:15, the Southwest Ohio Hockey League All-Star Game on the Academy Hockey Club YouTube page. So
With our very own Kent Jacobs.
So we look forward to that. That'll be a lot of fun. So we'll join you next Saturday morning. Kent Jacobs, final scorer tonight, Beavercreek 8 and Worthington Kilbourne 3. Until next Saturday for the All-Star Game, good evening from South Metro Sports.